to the early edge here on SportsLine, presented by BetMGM. Woo, boy, Saturday edition, rocking and rolling. I feel privileged to be able to join this crew. It's just been on an absolute heater, getting your Saturdays locked and loaded. Yes, of course, you see Matt Snyder, the sniper. You see Amags. You see buckets. That means we got baseball. That means we got soccer. And yes, I'm going to jump in this with a little bit of PGA Championship Round 3 action too. But first, let's take a look at how we did on Friday. Woohoo! Buckets, you truly do love to see it. Let's see if I got it. Famalachao? How's that sound, Buckets? Famalachao, Casapia, both teams to score cashes. Southampton team total over 1.5. They put 3 on the board, so you didn't even have to worry about that. You also got Mike McClure coming in with another winner on the money line. SportsLine was looking good. Josh Hart got a tummy ache, and so your under gets to hit because he checks himself out of the game because he doesn't even want to tough it out. Frankie Montas under 4.5 strikeouts. And look, on this Saturday show, I've just been giving you pushes. So I need to up my game so that I can get you there as well. Before we get rocking and rolling, Sniper, how are we doing here on this Saturday?
A lot better after you made fun of Josh Hart. That was amazing. As a Pacers fan, I particularly loved that. So thank you so much for that. And also, Buckets, attaboy yesterday. Great job.
Yeah. Oh, wait, is that a compliment? I thought the rivalry
Buckets
not
is my
alive?
best friend. Buckets is my
right.
best friend.
Okay.
Ask him.
Amags, are we dealing with a little New York, a little Knicks Pacers rivalry here in the with the baseball tandem?
Yeah, I definitely, I was watching the game last night. I wanted them to win so I could come on the show and like rub it in Sniper's face a little bit, but did not go as planned. So hey, we get a game 7. I think that's pretty.
You'll have your fun after game 7, I suspect. So. Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, game 7 in playoff basketball. We always love to see it. So look, Buckets, it is a very, very, very important day in the Premier League. So let's find some best bets. Let's see some value with these are all kicking off at 11, right? This is the day where the whole league kicks off at 11 to get it all decided.
Kind of. I made a mistake. It's actually tomorrow that all the games start at 11. So I'm still going to give us 2 best bets for tomorrow's Premier League games. But yeah, that's on me because I told everyone, hey, Saturday morning Premier League action, let's go. I was wrong. I'll own up to that, Chip, but I'll still give you 2 winners if you'll have them.
Let's do it. All right, Buckets, let's hear it.
All right, the Premier League's a bit tricky right now because, as always in the last match day, you've got some teams playing for everything, some teams playing for nothing. And right now, the most important thing happening in the Premier League is the title race between Manchester City and Arsenal. So I have 2 bets looking at both of those teams playing tomorrow. And it's actually the exact same bet as well. We're starting with Man City versus West Ham. I'm taking Man City over 1.5 team total in the first half at -110, which means Man City has to score at least 2 goals in the first half to cash this. And if I'm being honest with how West Ham is playing, they might score 13 goals in the first half. This West Ham side, they just want it to be over, man. They want to go to the summer. They want to regroup. They want to have a little vacation, a little siesta. Meanwhile, Man City is averaging about 104 goals per game. So this one could be the kind of game you ladder, but I see City scoring at least 2 here because they need 3 points to guarantee that they win this league. Then we're looking at that matchup between Arsenal and Everton, and Arsenal has the exact same motivation. If some way Manchester City drops points to West Ham, Arsenal can still win the league and win the title if and only if they beat Everton. That exact same wager, Arsenal over 1.5 team total in the first half, is +140. Arsenal, not quite as good offensively as Manchester City, and Everton a little bit better defensively than West Ham. But you have 2 teams that absolutely have to go for it. No reason to hold back. I'm expecting goals galore in these 2 matches and 2 cash tickets at the end of the day.
Yeah, much love from Reed, who says calendars are hard. All of you in the chat, Japan says we are not surprised, Buckets. If you are watching live, and we see so many of you, we appreciate you. Jared, thanks for hanging out. We love you dropping your picks as well. David's got a little hockey pick in there for the Western Conference playoffs. So if you are watching live, please like and subscribe if you have not already. We appreciate your support in advance. Well, from the pitch to the diamond, Amags, I have been watching. The reason why I know what all those little P's have looked like on the recap screen is because I come in to watch the Saturday crew. Saturday crew has just been getting my Saturday card set just right. So what do you have for us here this Saturday?
Yeah, and I'm excited about the day of baseball today. There's a bunch of interesting games, and truthfully, I was asking Sniper right before this. I was like, what do you think about the Cubs? Because I kind of think Bailey Falter stinks, and after we saw what Paul Skeens did to them yesterday, you get back to the ballpark and nice early game, right? You can kind of settle in and just think like put yesterday behind us. I think that that in my opinion is a nice spot to be in. You kind of clear your head. So there's a lot of interesting spots that you could go. And really the first one, I think you got to just tried and true right now. This guy is scorching hot. You just play it, especially at 1.5. You get Aaron Judge over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. It's minus 150. I would say, try to play it now. I really don't think the number goes backwards. You have Brad Keller on the other side, who I don't think is a very good pitcher. You don't get to be a starting pitcher for the Chicago White Sox if you're a very good pitcher. So you have a guy that's kind of trying to remake himself. He's using a little bit of a different pitch mix now this year. He's had some good innings, but he's also not gone that deep. I think Judge, when you have it at 1.5 here, you just got to play the over. And then secondly, look, last week, you guys know I went to Kevin Gausman and it burned me. And you see the number out there now is actually at 5.5 for, I believe it's like even minus 155 on MGM for the over. I like that, but I'm going back to the line that beat us last week. All right. I got 6.5 strikeouts. We're going over the 6.5. It's at plus 140 over on Caesars. I think plus 140 is really just basically a little bit of an overreaction on the move, probably on the lines here, but plus 140 for a 7 strikeout. The guy had 8 and then 6. He had 6 strikeouts in 9 outs last time out against the Twins there. Now he gets the Tampa Bay Rays, who truthfully, last time we went against the Twins thinking they would regress from having good numbers. The Rays don't have great numbers for strikeouts. So I think here, once again, at home, you get Gausman, give him a redo, over 6.5 strikeouts. He should also have probably a little bit of help behind the plate from the umpire. I think at plus 140, this is easily worth a half unit. I think full unit is fine as well, but just not a right number for me.
How are you going to have help from behind the plate? How's that work?
With the umpires. So when you look at who, I believe it's Mark Carlson today. I can double check. But also in the Yankees game, like Mike Estabrook, he's extreme pitchers umpire. He should be there for Luis Heel. So I think as you check on those things, it could, help skew you in that, if it's a coin flip there at 5 or 6 strikeouts, that umpire could definitely help you out.
I love this so much. This is an education for me. I hope all of you watching are listening as well, because you're not going that deep. All right. You're not going to be able to add layers on layers on layers of analysis like that. Fantastic, Amags. Love it. And if you want to go and take any of these winners and go and place a bet yourself, BetMGM is the place to do it, because new BetMGM customers can sign up today and get up to $1,500 in bonus bets. Just place your first wager of at least $10 and you will receive up to $1,500 instantly if your bet loses with bonus code EDGE. That's right, the name of the show. That's EDGE, bonus code EDGE. Place your first wager of at least $10 and you will receive up to $1,500 instantly if your bet loses with bonus code EDGE. Well, we still do. Oh, yes, Amags.
So look, and if you check in the chat, you'll see Chris, I think it was Chris Thomas at the start of the show. He said, take Aaron Judge over 1.5 hit run RBI. As I was giving my take, it literally moved to 2.5. So it's plus 110 to the over 2.5. I think you still can play it at that number, but just keep it in your back pocket. Like if you see Aaron Judge right now on this hot streak at 1.5, just play the over.
Yeah. I mean, especially with behind Juan Soto. Soto's on base so much. It's such a good prop for Judge.
Because you've got the different ways to cash it in.
3 walks yesterday, and he still cashed it, for the over 1.5. So when you have 1.5, I think you have to play it. 2.5, I will say you're getting plus 110. So I'm perfectly fine taking it. The guy scorching hot. Like you can definitely play it. I don't think that's a bad price, but go play it now at plus 110 because it's going to be, maybe even money by the time the game starts.
Great call. Listen, early edge Saturday, moving lines. This is just documentation of what we've got right here. All right, we still need to take you to Valhalla, where play has been interrupted, delayed, suspended, but we are going to have a split tease. We're going to try to get the third round in, and we've got a third round matchup play for you. You got SportsLine pick on the NBA, and Sniper going to bring us home with a few more baseball wins. All that and more next.
The best couch potatoes come from Pluto TV country.
And these taters, they like all sorts of different things.
Survivor Channel, Ink Master Channel.
If it's got a spaceship in it, I'm probably watching it.
3 channels dedicated to CSI.
Whatever mood you're in, it's going to be easy watching.
Back here on the early edge, presented by BetMGM on SportsLine. All right, let's go to the PGA Championship, where we don't have the full matchup board set, but I think I found us a little bit of value. I'm going to be going with Alex Noren over Shane Lowry, head-to-head matchup here, so we don't have to deal with all the three-ball math that we have in those first couple rounds. And it's a little bit of a regression play for Shane Lowry, because so far through 2 rounds, Shane Lowry is 9th in the field in strokes gained putting. He's gained 2.44 over the first 2 rounds. And that is not at all what the player profile looks like for Shane Lowry. I mean, sure, big jolly Irishman, you think he's got a good short game, but in fact, he gives up on average 1 stroke to the field per round with the putter. So do you think that he's going to be able to sustain something where he's been not great with the putter in each of his last 5 starts? No, I think we're going to have a little bit of a regression. And with Alex Noren, I just think the performance we've had, 67, 70, sitting right there in kind of a nice position, 500 for the championship. Now, I think that he is a little bit closer so far to what his profile has been in 2024. He lost the rope a little bit on the back 9. There was a 4-hole stretch. He had a couple bogeys, no birdies, and I was really concerned. But then what does he do? He digs deep. He has that around the green. He's got great work around the green, and he gets himself a birdie on 18 to finish the day. I love that juice. I love being able to have that resilience to take it on into the clubhouse, flush all the bogeys, and get refocused for today. So it is my starting position. Just so you know, my starting position is a little bit of a fade Shane Lowry, because I don't think that putting is going to sustain based on what we've seen with recent form. And with Alex Noren, I think we've got a good candidate here. So we'll go Noren over Shane Lowry. All right. There's, of course, NBA playoffs are going to get the attention of everybody. Our SportsLine pick of the day, we're going with the Dallas Mavericks -3.5. Luka's been on an absolute tear so far. Buckets, what do you want to tell us about the Dallas Mavericks?
I'm pretty sure a Maverick is a horse, so I'm going to be back. I have nothing for this one, honestly. Usually I can think of something, but I don't know anything about the Dallas Mavericks.
Luka Doncic, Modric. I was hoping that I could at least
some kind of Real Madrid swing.
Yeah, so like Luka sounds like he could be, a footballer.
Yeah. The reason I can't talk about that is the one time I ever talked about NBA on the show, I mixed up Doncic and Jokic, and that is a mistake that apparently you do not make. So I got a lot of heat for that one.
They're like 2 of the 6 best players in the league. It's
if you don't know them, then they're both European,
right?
So,
all right. So
they sound like footballers, as you said.
anybody
else? Buckets back here. Come on.
It does feel like the Mavericks are going to be working their way on to the Western Conference Finals. I think it's been a really good performance by Luka, dealing with he is dealing with all of the injuries that like a 39-year-old would have if he was been asked to play a lot of basketball. He's not 39, but he's performing much better than your average guy down at the YMCA. So Mavericks -3.5. That's what SportsLine says. And that's not all that we have for you on SportsLine, because we've got the 149th running of the Preakness coming up, and we've got Gene Menez with picks on the SportsLine YouTube and articles on the site. And if you want to go and get those Preakness picks, well, listen, you just need to be a SportsLine member, and we've got a promo code for you, because you can get 60% off an annual plan of SportsLine with promo code WINNERS. Just head to sportsline.com/join. And again, use promo code winners. You can get 60% off an annual plan. I am not going to criticize you if you are not a Sportsline member right now. I'm giving you an opportunity to join the family with this promo. 60% off, promo code winners. Head to sportsline.com/join. Gene Menez with Preakness picks on the site and, of course, on the Sportsline YouTube channel as well. I got no pony picks right now. I need to go. I'm going to go read Gene's article, and then I'll see if I can maybe make a decision between now and then. Anybody got a pick on the ponies?
No, I don't.
It's like we ask. Buckets gives you details on 15 different international leagues, and I put him on the spot for the Mavericks. That's just not fair, right? Like
ask me if I think Ankara Gusu is going to win in the Turkish Super League today, and I got your back. I'll talk about that game for hours. I can't name a single pony. I can't. None of that.
Sniper and Amags have been digging deep. They got your umpire information. They've got like all the different ways that you can win on a baseball day. Like I understand. It's we got to show our strength. We got to focus on our strengths, and that's exactly where Matt Snyder's at. Sniper, what do we like here for our Saturday in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, first off, on the horses, I would be like one of those people who doesn't know anything about college basketball at all and looks at the NCAA tournament bracket and just picks the team that sounds better. I would just try to find a horse name that like, oh yeah, this one sounds pretty good. That's about all I would get.
We've got a common friend and a colleague at CBS Sports who right now has just been firing off names of like the low level races in a group chat, and we're just telling him what name sounds cool, and he's just throwing down bets on it.
Yeah,
it's entirely the way to go. All right, Sniper, what do we like?
Anyway, I've got 2 plus money plays. How about that? Plus money Saturday. We're going to start with the Astros. Bad news for the people who were really enjoying the Astros when they were terrible, because it is alive right now. They are back. The Astros have won 8 of their last 9. Justin Verlander, 7 shutout innings last time out. I'm going to go with Justin Verlander to get the win today against the Brewers. The Brewers last saw him June of last year, and he threw 5 scoreless innings against them. Haven't seen him since then. I think he's going to have a nice outing today. He just needs to have the lead when he leaves, probably in the 6th or 7th inning. Bryce Wilson on the bump for the Brewers. He's been very good this year, but he's not great, and the Astros offense is going well right now, averaging 6 runs per game during their current 6-game winning streak. So we can take Verlander to get the win and get this one at plus money. That's the play I like on this one. The other one is before Thursday's show, thought about picking Elly De La Cruz to get a stolen base, and I decided not to for some godforsaken reason. I think I looked up the Dodgers were pretty good at preventing stolen bases, and I decided against it. He stole 4 bases that night, and I said, next time I'm on the show, I'm 100% taking Elly De La Cruz to steal a base. It's plus 150. He's on pace for over 100 right now. He's 30 for 35. He's really long. He's 6'5". If you go back and watch Ricky Henderson highlights, who's only 5'10", versus Elly De La Cruz, it's hilarious to see how much longer he is. He's one of the fastest players in the league. He's 4th in sprint speed by StatCast. He has a 370 on base percentage. All he really needs to do is get on base in this one, and he's going to steal a base. Walker Buehler on the mound for the Dodgers, 11 hits and 2 walks in 7 1/3 innings so far. He had trouble with walks during his rehab stint. I think there's a good chance Elly De La Cruz gets on base multiple times, which means we're going to get at least 1 stolen base. That's all we need. We just need 1 stolen base to get over the half for the plus 150. I love this one.
I can't fact check this right now, but Farzad in the chat says that if you had 3 stolen bases, it was plus 3801.
Yeah.
So, plus 3,000 if you want to hit that exacta right there on how many stolen bases from Elly De La Cruz. Love that play. All right, let's take a look at the recap screen. Buckets, these picks are for Sunday. Calendars are hard, but making winning picks is easy for Buckets. We're going to go Man City. First half team total over 1.5. You know, they're going to be scoreboard watching. You want to put it into the net early. Arsenal, first half team total over 1.5 as well. Plus money on that. Sniper, going to go with Justin Verlander to record a win, plus 130 as the Astros keep rolling. And Elly De La Cruz, never again will we shy away from a stolen base prop right there. Amags, Aaron Judge over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. If it's jumped up to 2.5, well, listen, it's a different play, but we're still saying he's hot. You might want to jump on that too. Kevin Gausman over 6.5 Ks plus 140. I've got you set in the PGA Championship with a little round 3 head-to-head. Alex Noren minus 120 over Shane Lowry. And our SportsLine pick from the NBA playoffs, Mavericks minus 3.5. Listen, those of you who join us live on YouTube, we thank you. Please, again, like and subscribe. But if you're listening to this throughout your Saturday, then do us a favor there. Jump on your favorite podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, you name it, we're there, and leave us a comment. Get at us there. We appreciate that feedback. We are checking up on that as well. Let's have ourselves a Saturday. 4 buckets for Amags, for Sniper. I'm Chip Patterson. Y'all have a good one.